Wanwan, finally, we've been waiting for you. What are you guys doing here? Can't the family come see you? Look at you buying a big place and not telling anyone. I want to live in the big house. I want the big room and my dolls. Here's the situation. Lele's transferring to a school downtown. It's convenient for school, but rent around here is crazy expensive. Exactly. 1 month's rent would practically wipe us out. Your place was just renovated. It's sitting empty anyway, so let us stay there for a few months. No, you haven't even heard us out. It'll still be no after I hear you out. I bought that place myself. I'm taking it back to live in. We're family. Do you really have to draw such a hard line? Because we're family, I'm saying this clearly to your face. Just because you want to live there doesn't mean I have to let you. Why does a single girl need a place that big? Let your brother's family use it first. Family is supposed to help each other, right? Right. Did any of you put a single cent toward that house when I bought it? Wow, that's a pretty ugly thing to say. Wanwan, we're not asking to live there for free. We'll pay utilities and the building fees. Besides, Lele's still little. You can't expect a kid to suffer with us. Look, the kid loves his aunt. Just do it for him. Caring about a kid doesn't mean volunteering someone else's house. Wanwan, don't be so absolute. It's just a few months. Once Lele settles into school, we'll move out. I've made myself perfectly clear. No. You're not even living there right now. It's just sitting empty and we're not strangers. Even family needs my permission before moving into my home. How can you be so cold? I used to hold you when you were little. So now you're cashing that in for a stay in my 3 million UN apartment? Look at you. Make a little money and suddenly you don't know your own family. I know my family and I know what's reasonable. It's my house. I decide whether I lend it out. Fine. You've made it now. You're even guarding yourself against your own relatives. Never thought you'd embarrass us like this. Respect doesn't come from taking advantage of people. Our whole family came begging for help and you still said no. Where's your conscience? My conscience isn't responsible for supporting your family of 5. Then don't come to us when you need something someday. Don't worry, I won't. I'll say it one more time. I'm not lending you the house. Stay away from my new place and don't get any other ideas. What's that supposed to mean? You think we're going to steal your house? I'll protect what needs protecting. Su-wan, you're really taking this too far today. Don't regret it. I won't be the one regretting anything. Ungrateful brat. All that effort raising you for nothing. Let's go. We'd be better off asking anyone else. Come look. This living room is huge, right? And look at my room. So bright. Don't trash the place. Finally, a big apartment downtown. I'm posting this. Caption, moved into our new home. At least Lele's school situation is finally settled. Add this. Family is still who you can count on. Exactly. Let everyone see it. Now this is living. We should have done this from the start. Why ask her? She's just a kid. What's she gonna do? Young people have no sense. The place was empty anyway. Dad, be careful. What's the big deal? Just wipe it up. Enough, you two. Now that we're living here, let's make it feel like home. I'll organize the kitchen too. That's more like it. I want this one. She's not coming back anytime soon anyway. We're only staying a few days. What's she gonna do, sue her own family? If she makes a scene, I'd love to see how she explains that to the relatives. We need a rice cooker, 2 more pairs of slippers, 1 for me and 1 for your dad. The kitchen pot's too small, get a bigger one, and fix the Wi-Fi, the signal needs to be better. I want a desk too, and a new lamp. Someone actually asked how much our place cost. Who cares, let's get comfortable first. You don't think Su-wan will actually make trouble, do you? What trouble? She's bluffing. We're still family. Even if the cops show up, they'll just tell everyone to calm down. She's an unmarried girl. What does she know? If people hear she left a home empty instead of helping family, she'll be the one who looks bad. Once Lele's school transfer is finalized, we'll settle in here for good. I like it here. Who's that? Don't tell me it's her. Wrong code. Who messed with my lock? Mom, I want chips. Get them yourself, don't rummage around. They actually moved in. I'm Su-wan, the owner of Unit 1701, Building 17, Entrance 1. Someone tampered with my lock, and there are people inside my home right now. People inside? I just got back. My code doesn't work, and I can hear voices inside. Who's been registered as entering my unit recently? Give me a moment, I'll check right now. Ms. Su, there are no move-in records authorized by you. Then how did they get in without being registered? I'll get the manager. Ms. Su, please stay calm. We'll pull the security footage and verify what happened. Pull it up now. I'll take you to the security room. This is... Keep playing it. They straight up moved in. Now check the camera outside your door. They're forcing the lock. Yes, that's forced entry. Don't rush. Export all the footage and save everything. Lume, where are you right now? Where else would I be? At your place. Who gave you permission to go in? We're family. Why would we need permission? You weren't staying there for now, so we moved in first so the kid could go to school. I already told you. You say no and that's it? The place is empty anyway. What's wrong with letting family use it? You even changed my door code. Of course. It's easier for us to live here. Carrying keys around every day is such a hassle. You forced open the lock too, didn't you? Don't make it sound so ugly. We just came in and started staying here. Mom, I spilled Coke on the couch. It's fine, just wipe it up. Leo May, I'm saying this one last time. Get out of my home. Now. We're not leaving. What are you gonna do? Call the cops? The police aren't going to care that relatives stayed a few days. Wan, don't make this ugly. Once Lele settles into school, we'll move out on our own. Just wait. This isn't borrowing a place to stay. You're taking it over by force. Looks like you called it. Export the footage and send me a copy. Okay. Right away. Call the police now. Hello, police? I need to report a break-in. Someone forced my lock, entered my home without permission, and is refusing to leave. The address is Unit 1701, Entrance 1, Building 17, Imperial View Gardens. Yes, I'm the owner. I have security footage and a recording of the call. You wanted to stay so badly? Fine, you can stay somewhere more appropriate. Who called the police? I did. I'm the owner, Suwon. Tell me again what happened. I came back from a week-long business trip and found my door code changed and pry marks on the lock. There were people inside. I checked the building's security footage and saw my cousin's family force the lock, carry their things in, and move in long-term. Yes, the footage in our security room shows it clearly, and on the call just now, they admitted they'd moved in. Let's go upstairs and verify everything at the scene. Officer, we received a report of an unauthorized entry into this residence. It's a misunderstanding. Really. We're all family. Right. Just a little family disagreement. A disagreement? This is my home. Wan! You actually called the police? I didn't just call them. I brought evidence too. How long have you been staying here? Only a few days. The kid had nowhere to stay for school, so we were just making do for now. Officer, isn't it normal for relatives to help each other? The homeowner has called the police, so let's establish the facts first. Since you're related, is there any chance you can work this out? See? We can just sit down and talk. We only panicked because of the kid. Her place was empty. What's wrong with us staying a few days? I never agreed to it. The first time they asked to stay, I said no. They asked again, and I said no again. I explicitly told them not to go near my new home, and not to get any ideas about it. Let me see that. The owner clearly refused. Why did you still come in? We figured we'd move in first and talk later. In other words, you just took over the place. You don't have to make it sound so awful. What's awful is what you did. That's you, right? I was just opening the door. Forcing a door open and entering without the owner's permission is not simply borrowing a place to stay. We're family. Do we really need to make this into some huge legal issue? Funny, you didn't say that while you were forcing my door. Officer, we didn't steal anything. We only stayed a few days. Even staying a few days requires the owner's consent. We have records of her refusing, security footage, and audio. You need to cooperate with the investigation. You're taking us in over this too? Mom, it can't be that serious, right? We need to verify this further. Come back to the station with us and give a statement. Let's go over the facts one more time. Okay, we'll need to retain the messages, surveillance footage, and call recording you provided. That's fine. You and the other party are distant relatives. In our experience, many disputes like this eventually end in mediation. I don't want mediation. Hold on and let us explain the situation. Based on what we have, they forced the lock and entered your home after you clearly refused them 3 times. They didn't leave, changed the door code without permission, and continued occupying the property. This has gone beyond a family dispute and may constitute unlawful entry into a residence. Suwon, right? Your evidence is fairly complete. Records of your refusals, footage of the forced entry, audio of them admitting they moved in, and clear signs they were living there. So you have 2 options. Accept mediation, have them move out and compensate you, or ask us to formally open a case under the law. I need to warn you about formally opening a case. Once that happens, it's no longer just a scare tactic. Even if they later cry, apologize, and offer money, you can't necessarily end it by simply saying, forget it. The required procedures will continue. I understand. You're sure you don't want mediation? I'm sure. When they forced my door, they didn't care about leaving me an easy way out. I paid the down payment, renovations, and mortgage on this home myself. I'll ask you one last time. Once the case is formally opened, you can't pretend it never happened. Even if they compensate you, admit fault, and beg you to withdraw it later, it may not be yours to withdraw at will. This wasn't confusion. It was deliberate. I understand that you want accountability. I'm not trying to scare anyone. I want a real outcome. All right. We'll contact them immediately and summon them according to procedure. If they refuse to appear or keep refusing to leave, we'll take the next legal steps. They're still in my home right now. We know, so this won't be left hanging. Also, if you find any additional damage inside, photograph it immediately. You'll need it later. Understood. I'll arrange the summons paperwork. They think staying a few days is no big deal. They're about to find out whether it is. Nobody's there. Who keeps ringing the bell like an idiot? Scared me half to death. I thought someone had actually come for us. I told you, the cops will just give us a lecture. Why are you all panicking? I'm hungry. Who's there? Okay, someone's really here this time. Hello? Who is this? Is this Liu Mei? Yes, what's this about? This is the West District Police Station. Regarding your suspected unlawful entry into another person's residence, you are hereby instructed to come to the station immediately and cooperate with the investigation. Officer, wait, did you make a mistake? You're saying the police get involved because I stayed at a relative's place for a few days? The homeowner filed a report and submitted relevant evidence. Please cooperate. What evidence? This is family business. She's just trying to scare us. Exactly. Tell him, what's wrong with relatives staying in the house? I'll say it again. You and the other people involved must report to the station immediately for questioning. We're busy. The kid still needs dinner. We'll talk about it in a couple of days. Are you refusing to cooperate? It's a family argument. You're really treating this like a criminal case? That really was the police station calling, right? Can Suwan really make this into that big a deal? The way he talked didn't sound fake. Of course it wasn't fake. Even if it's real, they'll just call us in and say a few words. Right, we didn't steal or rob anyone. But doesn't she have security footage? So what if she does? Can a camera magically turn relatives into thieves? Maybe we should clean up a little just in case someone actually comes. The place is already a mess. Why bother? Cleaning now will just make us look guilty. Mom, does that mean I can't live here anymore? Who says you can't? The place was empty anyway. What's wrong with us staying a few days? Maybe we should call Suwan after all. Call her for what? If we call now, that's basically admitting defeat. Exactly. She's younger than us. No matter how big a fuss she makes, she can't turn the world upside down. But they said a case was opened. A case? They're just trying to scare you. Okay, someone's really here now. Don't open it yet. Open the door, police. Stay calm. Officer, what can we do for you? Open the door? We're in the middle of a family meal. Can't we talk about this over the phone? No, open the door now. Open it. Refusing will only make things worse. They're really coming in? Let them come in. I'd love to know what law says relatives can't stay in a house. West District Police Station. This is the case filing notice and the summons paperwork. They really opened a case? After the homeowner reported this, we verified the relevant evidence. You are suspected of unlawfully entering a residence. Officer, this is just a family argument. Isn't this getting a little too serious? You don't get to decide how serious it is. We didn't steal or rob anyone. Forcing a lock and entering without permission is unlawful, and so is refusing to leave. So this is your idea of just staying a few days. The homeowner refused you 3 times, and you still forced the lock and entered. That's not borrowing a place to stay. Officer, we just made a stupid mistake in the moment. You sounded pretty confident on the phone a minute ago. We're older. We don't understand the law. Not understanding the law doesn't give you permission to break it. But then what happens now? All 4 adults are coming back to the station with us to give statements. Do we really have to go? We'll move out now. We'll move right away. This is no longer about whether you feel like moving. You're required to cooperate with the investigation. What if we pay her? Isn't that enough? Compensation comes later. First, this gets handled according to procedure. Mom, we're done. We're really done. How did it come to this? Read it carefully, then sign. Sign here. Officer, we're really not bad people. Cooperate with the investigation first. We already said we'd pay. Isn't that enough? Compensation is a civil matter. Right now, you're suspected of unlawfully entering someone else's residence. How can staying in a relative's house be illegal? I've lived this long. And this is the first time I've heard that borrowing a relative's place can turn into a crime. Borrowing requires the homeowner's consent. You were refused, then forced the lock and went in. That's not borrowing. But we didn't steal anything. Unlawful entry into a residence doesn't require theft. We just thought we'd move in first and talk it over afterward. So you decided to do it first and ask permission later? Taking over someone else's home without consent is the problem itself. I can't take this. My blood pressure's acting up. Grandma, Mom, what's wrong? Look at this. See what you've done to an elderly woman? If she's unwell, we can call an ambulance, but she still has to cooperate with the investigation. I'm this old. How am I supposed to handle all this stress? Don't you people have any compassion? When you forced your way into someone else's home, did you show them any compassion? Mom, stop it. What do you mean, stop it? I really do feel sick. Officer, we really know we were wrong. Then show that by coming in and giving your statements. I'm begging you. We'll pay. We'll move out right now. We only did it because of the kids' school. I wasn't thinking. I never imagined it would become this serious. Please don't take us away. Please. My kid is still little, and we have an elderly parent at home. If I get taken in, what's going to happen to them? Quiet. Listen carefully. The homeowner filed a formal report and refused mediation. You forced the lock, entered without permission, changed the door code, and occupied the home. This is no longer a normal family dispute. Compensation covers losses. Legal responsibility is decided by law. Cooperate with the investigation. Then, can we come home after we finish giving statements? Don't worry about that yet. You're really taking all of us in? All 4 adults need to come in and be processed. We're done. This time we're really done. How can she really be this cruel? This isn't about her being cruel. You crossed the line yourselves. Let's go. Get your things together and come with us. I've never been inside a place like this in my life. Keep your voice down. Suwon, why is she here too? Won, we're family. Now you remember we're family. Won, we really know we were wrong. Wrong! Knowing you were wrong doesn't erase what you did. Everyone inside, give your statements first. Let's get the facts clear. Suwon has already submitted her report and evidence. What do you have to say? We just made a stupid decision. Rent was so expensive and the kid needed a place for school, so we thought we'd move in first. Fine, I admit what we did was wrong, but we're family. Did it really have to go this far? Your aunt is 60. She can't take this kind of stress. Tell me what you're asking for. I'm listening. Won, I know I ran my mouth and said some nasty things before, but you know we're not bad people. You looked pretty aware of what you were doing when you forced my lock. Won, do it for the kid. Layle's school transfer is almost finished. We really had no other choice, Auntie. Exactly. What does a kid know? You can't seriously destroy an entire family over this. You'll have a family of your own someday too. Don't burn every bridge. Leave yourself some room. For the 3rd time, I explicitly told you not to touch my new home. And what did you do? You assumed I was alone and easy to bully. No, we didn't. You said it yourself on the phone. It's empty anyway. What's wrong with us moving in first? Still saying you didn't? Go ahead, keep talking. You like putting on a show, right? Keep going. We're all swallowing our pride now. What else do you want? For the law to take its course. You really want to ruin us? I'm not the one who put you here, you did. Won, do you really have to make it this final? Everyone, keep your emotions under control. We only stayed a few days. Fine, we'll clean the whole place. Yes, we'll go back and clean it. We used a few things. Does this really need to become such a huge production? The kid drew on the wall. Just wipe it off. Clean it up? You think wiping dirt away and saying sorry for broken things means nothing happened? Doesn't it? These are photos of the damage to the property. Put them on the table. Go through them one by one. First, the graffiti on the guest bedroom feature wall covers a sizable area. That section really does need to be redone. Second item, scratches and marker stains on the custom wardrobe doors in the guest room. A kid scribbled on it, can't you just touch it up? Those are custom doors. Matching the exact color from the same production batch is difficult. If a touch-up doesn't blend, the door panels have to be replaced. It's not that serious. All right, everyone calm down. Third item, stains on the leather sofa in the living room. That was just Coke. It's not worth much. That's a brand new leather sofa. Liquid seeped into the seams. Pressing it with a couple of tissues isn't cleaning it. Professional cleaning may not even restore it. Fourth item, burn marks on the living room floor. They came from a cigarette. The scene photos and video also show ash. I didn't think it would leave a mark. Not expecting it doesn't mean it didn't happen. I only took a couple of drags. A couple of drags were enough to ruin one of my floorboards. Fifth item, clear signs of prolonged occupancy on the balcony, in the bathroom, and throughout the living room. Towels, wash basins, medicine boxes, underwear, and thermos cups were left everywhere. People have to put their things somewhere when they live there, don't they? Only if you had the right to live there in the first place. Let's stick to the damage for now. Okay. Item 6, cigarette ash damage to the carpet. Item 7, scratches along the coffee table edge. Item 8, grease residue on the sideboard and kitchen counter. All of that can be cleaned. Can be cleaned and cause no damage are not the same thing. The damage is well documented. The time, location, and marks are all clear. As soon as I got back, I photographed the entire apartment, from the entryway to the guest room, living room, and balcony. I didn't miss a single spot. We really didn't do it on purpose. You were perfectly comfortable treating the place like it was yours. Now that things are damaged, we didn't mean to make it disappear. Even if something was damaged, we'll pay to fix it. Do you know how much I spent on the renovations and furnishings? You didn't stay a few days. You used my home as a free trial run for your entire family's lifestyle. Any other evidence? Yes, and this part is in your own words. What's that supposed to be now? Something you said yourself. What can one screenshot prove? It's not just a screenshot. Stop trying to scare people with all this stuff. It's already gone this far. What else do you want? Is that a call recording? Yes. The original recording from that day, with the original timestamp. You recorded me? You forced your way into my home. Why wouldn't I preserve evidence? Where else would I be? At your place. We're family. Why would we need permission? You weren't staying there, so we moved in first so the kid could go to school. That's your voice. I was angry when I said that. Keep listening. Just because you said no, that's supposed to settle it? The place was empty anyway. What's wrong with letting family use it? We changed the code because it's easier to live there. Carrying keys around every day is a hassle. Turn it off. Now you think it sounds bad? Mom, I spilled Coke on the couch. It's fine, just wipe it up. We're not leaving. What are you gonna do? Call the cops? The police aren't going to care that relatives stayed a few days. This wasn't a momentary lapse in judgment. The intent is pretty clear. That's not what happened. Then what did happen? She just talks too fast. She says things without thinking. Says things without thinking? Can talking too fast force a lock? Change a password? Move a family of 5 into someone else's home? Wan, your aunt is admitting she was wrong. You're admitting it because you're scared now, not because you thought it was wrong when you did it. Wan, I'm begging you. I ran my mouth. I acted like an idiot. I really know I was wrong. We'll pay whatever you want. Just stop pursuing this, please. Get up first. I'm not getting up. This mess is my fault. Wan, for the sake of being family, please. We swear we'll never do anything like this again. What's your position? Wan, please withdraw the case. I'll get on my knees and beg if I have to. Too late. Wan, you're really going to be this ruthless? You should have thought about today when you forced my lock. You're a bad person. You made my mom cry. Lily, don't say that. Even the kid can't stand it anymore. Wan, look what you've done to him. Wan, the child is innocent. You wouldn't let us stay, and then you had the police arrest my mom and dad. Wan, he's little. He doesn't understand. You can't seriously argue with the child, can you? Don't teach a kid to say things like that. We didn't teach him. He's scared. Look at me. Do you know why everyone is here right now? Because you called the police. No. We're here because your family moved into someone else's home without permission. If something belongs to someone else, you don't get to take it just because you like it. If a house belongs to someone else, you don't get to live there just because you want to. Wan! He's just a child. I know he's a child. But drawing all over the wall, marking up the cabinets, and damaging other people's things is still wrong. I didn't do it on purpose. Something doesn't have to be intentional to be wrong. When you damage someone else's things, you apologize and you make it right. Mediator, please help us. We really know we were wrong. We really do. Wan, give us one more chance. We'll move out, we'll pay. We'll admit everything. We're family. Don't take it this far. Look how scared the kid is. Please show us some mercy. I need you to confirm one last time. Is there any possibility of settlement? Wan, I'm begging you. We'll really change this time. We will. Don't ruin the kid's future over this. Too late. All right. Understood. Mediation has failed. The case will continue through the formal process. There's really no chance left? I gave you chances. You chose not to take them. If this is where it ends, then I guess we brought it on ourselves. If only we'd known if there's no undo button in real life. Wan, don't call me that anymore. Mediation is over. The case now moves into formal proceedings. Wan, stop right there. Say it clearly. Are you really trying to destroy our whole family? Do you have any conscience at all? Move. Ow! Why is my life so miserable? My own niece is driving her aunt into a dead end. Just look at you. What kind of person does this to family? Save the performance. You're inside a police station. A performance? Look what you've done to us and you call this acting? You did this to yourselves. You send your own relatives to jail over staying in a house for a few days? Everybody look. Look what you did to us. Go ahead and tell them the part where you forced my lock too. Our situation? Go on. Tell them how you changed my door code, refused to leave, and damaged my home while you're at it. You're younger, yet you talk back to your elders like this. Aren't you afraid karma will come for you? You weren't afraid of karma when you forced my door. Hey, Wan, that's enough. You don't get to decide when it's enough. Do you really have to humiliate us completely? You humiliated yourselves. You've upset your aunt this badly. If something really happens to her, can you live with that? Wan, I'm begging you. Even if you don't care about us, think of the elderly. If she's unwell, call an ambulance. Stop using her health as a shield. This is a police station, not your living room. What's going on here? Officer, we're just trying to talk to her one more time. You can talk. Who gave you permission to block her path? She's trying to destroy us! Everything that needed to be said was already said in mediation. If you keep crying, making a scene, surrounding people, or blocking the way in the case handling area, we'll deal with it as disruption of order. Wan, are you really this heartless? I'm just standing up for myself. Everyone go home. The case handling area is not a place for tantrums. So you're really leaving no family feeling at all. First, prove you're worthy of calling it family feeling. There's no justice. My own niece is trying to ruin her aunt. Everybody look, young people today will throw away their own family over one apartment. Wan, does it really have to be like this? Aren't you afraid people will talk about you behind your back? You still haven't made enough of a scene? I'm making a scene? You did this to our family and you're calling me the problem? Going this far won't end well for you. Everyone, tell me who's right here. We only stayed a few days. And she called the cops and had us taken in. Exactly. Just a little disagreement between relatives. Who would believe this if you told them? Where's the humanity in that? She has a huge apartment sitting empty and won't let family stay there. What's going on? Sounds like a younger relative refusing to help the elders. And now they're fighting outside a police station. All our family asked was for her to help with the kids' schooling. She wouldn't help us. She wants us locked up instead. We apologized. We even got on our knees. And she still won't let it go. Kids these days. So cold-hearted. Young lady, your family. Does this really need to become such a huge thing? Exactly. Look how hard that older woman is crying. They only stayed a few days. You wanted an audience, right? Then let's make sure everyone sees the whole story. 1-1, what are you trying to do now? It's 3:27 p.m. We're outside the West District Police Station. Why are you filming us? I'm filming you. What are you doing? You wanted to tell everyone your story in public, so I'm recording the whole thing. This wasn't an innocent request for help. After I clearly refused them 3 times, they forced the lock on my home, changed my door code without permission, and refused to leave. Forced the lock? What? Well, that changes things. What are you talking about? We were just... Go on. Tell everyone how you forced my lock, changed my code, moved in, and damaged my home. Say it all in front of them. Wan, put the phone down. Why? We can talk at home. Stop filming this outside. Weren't you the ones who called everyone over to watch? Enough. No, not enough. Right now they're surrounding me outside the police station, crying and making a scene to pressure me through public opinion. I'm submitting this video as evidence. So they really forced the lock and moved into her house. That's way out of line. And they're pulling this stunt outside a police station too. Unbelievable. You don't know anything. Just stop filming for a second. Now you're scared of the camera? Everyone, don't believe only her side of the story. The police station is right behind you. Want to go inside and repeat what you just said? I'll say it again. This was not relatives borrowing a place. After I refused them 3 times, they forced the lock and unlawfully entered my home. So the forced entry is real. Then everything this family said earlier left out the most important part. That's not borrowing a house. That's taking it over. We just made a bad decision. It wasn't nearly as serious as she's making it sound. Right, we didn't steal or rob anyone. Unlawful entry doesn't require theft or robbery. If you know the owner said no, forced the door, changed the code, and refused to leave, you've crossed the line. And you still have the nerve to cry out here? You took over her brand new home and now you're acting like the victim. That's shameless. We only did it for the kid. So having a kid gives you permission to break into someone's home? Using a child as a shield is pathetic. Mom, you don't know the whole story. Stop talking nonsense. Fine. Then tell everyone yourself. Did I refuse you 3 times or not? Did you crouch outside my door and force the lock or not? Did you change my door code, bring in your luggage, and move in or not? Nothing to say now? Wow. Not much left to spin, is there? You were shouting the loudest a minute ago and now you're silent. I'm done talking. No, go on, keep crying. Putting on a show outside a police station like everyone else is stupid. Also, I'm currently being surrounded outside the police station. They're deliberately crying and making a public scene, twisting the facts to pressure the victim. That behavior is only making this worse. Suwan, stop putting labels on us. Labels? You followed me from the mediation room to the hallway and all the way outside the station. If that's not surrounding me, what is? She's absolutely right. You're outside a police station and still won't stop. This isn't asking for mercy. It's refusing to take no for an answer. You people don't understand. Maybe we don't know the law, but we know shame. And we know you don't take advantage of someone and then turn around and blame them. Still want to keep making a scene? Still want to say I'm the one ruining you? Wan, don't use my name. The embarrassment you're feeling now didn't come from me. You created it yourselves. Just go. Stop humiliating yourselves here. What a bunch of entitled relatives. They sneak into someone else's home and still act like they're right. Well, I've seen everything now. A grown man doing this and not even feeling ashamed. Forget it. Don't. What were you going to say? Just stop. Let's go. Come on, go. Where to? Jingcheng Law Firm. Got it. That was unbelievable. They take over someone else's home, then attack the victim. They were crying so hard a minute ago. I almost believed them. Some relatives are worse than strangers. Enough, let's go. Let's get out of here first. When they forced the lock, they never imagined today. They thought I was alone. They thought I'd worry about appearances and family ties, and eventually I'd just swallow it. But my home is not a place for them to test my boundaries. If they were willing to do it, they can live with the consequences. Your evidence chain is very complete. I want to prepare both the criminal and civil sides. We can do that. For a case like this, the criminal side concerns unlawful entry into a residence. The civil side can separately claim your financial losses. I don't want a verbal apology. I want this to cost them. Based on what you have, your case is very strong. I don't want very strong, I want airtight. First, let's set the strategy. Pursue criminal accountability and civil compensation at the same time. I wasn't planning to ask for just the repair bill anyway. Exactly. They didn't spend one night there. They forced their way in, occupied the home, damaged the renovations, and created additional costs afterward. We list every loss. Nothing gets left out. Two things work in your favor here, so the compensation won't be small. It'll likely be much higher than they expect. First, compensation for loss of use. The fact that you weren't renting it out doesn't mean you can't claim this. While they unlawfully occupied it, you lost the normal use and income value of the property. I checked comparable rentals nearby. For this location, size, and renovation level, market rent is around 12,000 yuan a month. Conservatively, we calculate from the day they forced entry through the case process, move out, and completion of repairs, because you can't normally live there during that entire period. So it's not just the few days they physically stayed there. The consequences don't end the moment they move out. Good, we'll list that separately first, and we can adjust it later based on the actual timeline. Second, not just structural repairs, but damage to your belongings. Your bedding, cushions, cookware, and dishes were all newly purchased and hadn't even been normally used yet. They were used, stained, and worn down by people you never authorized to be there. I won't use them again. Then that's a loss. Especially here, gather as many purchase records, brands, and prices as possible. I'll organize everything when I get home. If you have order receipts, provide them. If not, we can assess comparable market prices. Anything they actually used can be listed. They'll say, we only used it once. They can say that in court. Using something once doesn't mean there was no loss. Understood, we're not done yet. Not even close. Repair costs, loss of use fees, and damaged property are only the obvious losses. What else is there? The bigger part is indirect losses. Extra expenses during repairs, income you lost while dealing with the report, mediation, evidence collection, and the case, plus attorney fees. We can discuss and claim all of those. But even that isn't the most important part. There's something bigger? Yes. This was a brand new, fully renovated home ready for you to move into. Once it has a record of unlawful entry and damage, the property's value itself can be affected. Today we'll establish the basic damages framework. Next, we'll calculate the part that will really hurt them, loss in property value. Right. That's the number that could be far beyond anything they imagined. Let's start with item 1. This is a large, fully renovated city apartment. Comparable homes in the same area, layout and condition rent for about 12,000 yuan a month. Use a conservative figure? Yes. Keep every number defensible. 12,000 times 3 months is 36,000. 3 months? Can we justify that? Yes. Their actual occupation, your police report, the case being opened, getting them out, reorganizing the home, and preparing repairs all take time. None of that time simply disappears, meaning the property can't be normally occupied by you or rented out during that period. Exactly. They didn't just take a few days of living space. They deprived you of the home's full use value. Their favorite line is, it was empty anyway. That's their argument. That's not how the legal claim is calculated. Second, loss of personal property. They'll probably play dumb on this one, so we need to be precise. Start with the bedding. It was brand new and ready for your own use, but after unauthorized people used it, you've clearly said you will no longer use it. Correct. That's not something a wash automatically fixes. Understood. We'll claim depreciation on one complete bedding set based on its original price. Second group, living room soft furnishings. Sofa pillows, throws, and cushions were all put into use and contaminated. I'm not keeping those either. That's fine. We'll calculate depreciation for those as well. Third group, kitchen items, dishes, cookware, pots, and cups. They not only used them, they left them mixed with takeout grease and everyday residue. For the claim, that actually helps. How so? Because it proves they weren't just stopping by. They were treating the property as their regular home. Item 2 totals 24,000 yuan, and that's already calculated conservatively. We haven't inflated the figures or exaggerated anything. Good. I don't want exaggeration. I want numbers they can't wriggle out of. That's exactly the right approach. The more solid the damages list, the harder it is for them to push the amount down. So the first two items total 60,000? Yes, exactly 60,000. Don't get ahead of yourself. That's only the first two. I know. We haven't even reached the part they're really going to hate. Right. Next is the cost of repairing the fixed finishes. This looks worse than the personal property loss, and it costs more. They'll already be furious about the first 60,000. This part is what will make them really lose it. Next, let's calculate the structural and finish repairs precisely. Okay, one item at a time. Now item 3, repair costs for the fixed finishes. The damage is physically visible, so every amount can be tied to a specific damaged area and a market quote. In other words, the number can't just be whatever I say. It needs to be reasonable to any neutral third party. First, the wall and built-in cabinetry. Wall treatment and repainting, $8,000. Second, repainting and repairing the custom cabinet doors, $5,000. Current subtotal, $13,000. Third, the flooring. Sanding and partial replacement, $9,000. Fourth, restoring the leather sofa with deep cleaning, $7,000. And we're not done. Fifth, whole home deep cleaning and treatment, $16,000. Total $45,000. The first three categories now total $105,000. What about the biggest amount you mentioned? The part they may really struggle to pay isn't the repair bill, it's the reduction in the property's value. Now we calculate item 4, loss in property value. That's the big one? Yes. And this is the item they're most likely to challenge. The value of your home isn't just its size and location, it's also the fact that it's new, clean, and ready for the owner to move in. And they ruined all of that. Exactly. A home that has been taken over by unauthorized people, damaged, and then repaired is no longer the same property in the market's eyes. Be specific. In a resale, buyers care whether the title is clean and whether the home has baggage. Once something like this happens, the property has a history. That's especially important for a nearly new home like yours. It's worth 3.8 million yuan, and buyers who learn it was unlawfully occupied, damaged, and repaired will likely push the price down. By how much? Conservatively, 200,000 yuan. 200,000? Yes, and that's still a cautious estimate. A buyer who really dislikes that kind of history could demand an even steeper discount. Impressive, they managed to stay there a few days. And cost me 200,000 yuan in value. Item 5. Lost income from missed work. How do we calculate that? You spent normal working hours reporting this, attending mediation, collecting evidence, cooperating with the case, and traveling to and from the law firm. We'll initially claim 10,000 yuan for that lost work time. Fine. Item 6. Attorney fees. In a case like this, reasonable legal expenses can be claimed. We'll list 30,000 yuan for now. 30,000? Yes. That's based on the workload and the procedures still ahead. It's not a made-up number. Item 7. Compensation for emotional distress. We can include that too? We can. That doesn't mean a court will necessarily award the full amount. But this case involves an unlawful intrusion into your home, not ordinary property damage. Losing your sense of safety in your own home is itself a real harm. Did you pick that number just to make the total look neat? No. The goal is to keep the total evidence-based while leaving room to negotiate. So what's the final number? Look for yourself. 36,000, 24,000, 45,000, 200,000, 10,000, 30,000, and 78,000. Total, 423 yuan. 423,000, their whole household only makes about 8,000 a month. That amount will put enormous pressure on them. But not because you're being cruel. It's because their own actions push things this far. Use this list. I'll turn it into a formal document. We can put it in front of them tomorrow. Today we're going to address the civil compensation first. Both sides are here, so we'll confirm everything face-to-face. This is our itemized loss statement. Every category is listed. Loss of use, damaged belongings, repair costs, and loss in property value. This can't be right. 423,000, this is extortion. How could it possibly be that much? Over 400,000 yuan for staying in a house a few days? You're trying to kill me. Sit down and talk? How am I supposed to sit down after seeing this? 23,000, why doesn't she just rob us? Watch your tone. First, this is an itemized compensation claim prepared by our side, not what you just called it. Second, every amount has a stated basis. A basis? You wrote it yourselves and call that a basis. If you disagree, read it. Item 1. 36,000 yuan for loss of use. Comparable homes in the same area, layout, and renovation level rent for 12,000 a month. The amount is calculated over a 3-month handling period. We didn't live there for 3 months. The damage you caused isn't limited to the days you physically stayed there. The home can't be normally used throughout the entire handling and repair period. Item 2, property damage, 24,000. The bedding, decor, tableware, and kitchenware all show signs of use, and I have the receipts. We only use them for a bit, then go use your own stuff. Item 3, 45,000 for repairs. Repainting the walls, fixing cabinet doors, treating the floors, repairing the sofa, and deep cleaning the whole place. Every item has a professional quote. That's way too expensive. Go ask around for market prices yourself, then tell me if it's expensive. Item 4, 200,000 in property depreciation. That's the craziest one. The place wasn't even sold. How can you claim depreciation? Because you changed the condition of the property. It was brand new, fully renovated, and ready to move into. Then it was illegally entered, damaged, and repaired. That history alone affects its market value. There are also lost wages, legal fees, and compensation for emotional distress. Total, 423 yuan. I'm not pulling a number out of thin air. Every item was calculated. If you disagree, get an independent appraisal. If you think something is unreasonable, bring evidence. But don't just yell. I only care about evidence. Over 400,000? We really can't pay that. That's not asking for money. That's trying to ruin us. Stop shouting. If you object, go through each item one by one. Stop pounding the table. Sit down and talk. 1-1, I'm begging you. We admit we were wrong. Our whole family only makes $8,000 a month. We have a child to raise and elderly parents with medical bills. We'll pay, but we truly can't come up with $423,000. So please, have mercy and give us a way out. If you really want to settle this, we'll pay $100,000. $100,000? Yes, $100,000 is already a lot. Even if we sell everything we own, that's the most we can manage. We'll pay you $100,000 first. That's really our limit. We're family. Can't you just forget the rest? What about $80,000? Then you name a number. We'll do our best to raise it. $100,000 really is too much. Then how about $80,000? $80,000 is still a lot. Do it for the sake of family. Get one thing straight. Compensation isn't something you haggle over at a flea market. But we really don't have the money. Not having money doesn't erase responsibility. You caused the loss, so you cover the loss. 1-1, I'll even get on my knees and beg. $80,000, please, I'm begging you. Do you still not get it? I'm not negotiating with you. The full $423,000 has to be paid. Not 1 cent less. 1-1. You didn't ask whether I agreed when you broke my lock. You don't get to decide how much you pay me now. But you can't... Can't what? I can't make you pay for what you did? The plaintiff's position is very clear. Do you have any new concrete proposal? No. 423,000. Are you really trying to drive us to our graves? You're the ones who took things this far first. 1-1, look at what we're going through. This is what you have to face. You're heartless. How can you do this to your own family? She's vicious. So what if you're rich? You're willing to destroy your own relatives over money. Keep going. What? Keep insulting me. I'm listening. Say one more thing and I'll add another claim. Add what? Defamation. You're going to sue us for that too? Every word you just said can be preserved as evidence. Let me remind you, this is a police mediation room, not a place where you can throw accusations around. Watch your language. If anyone keeps insulting or defaming her, it will be added to the record. 1-1, why do you have to take it this far? How far have I taken it? By making you pay what you owe? Or by refusing to let you turn around and blame me? I'm giving you one final deadline. What deadline? 3 days. The full $423,000 must be paid within 3 days. 3 days? Where are we supposed to find that much money? You're deliberately trying to ruin us. I'm not ruining you. This is the bill you created yourselves. Pay the compensation within 3 days and I can issue a letter of forgiveness. A letter of forgiveness? Really? I said there's a condition. The money comes first. Listen carefully. Full payment, not part of it. And don't test me by sending $80,000 or $100,000 first. 3 days is impossible. That's your problem. Let me confirm. The plaintiff requests full payment of $423,000 within 3 days. If paid, she may consider issuing a forgiveness statement. If not, the matter proceeds to litigation. Do you understand? How is that even possible? We really can't raise that much. What if we can't? Then I'll see you in court. You can keep stalling and you can keep gambling. The outcome won't change. I'll wait for your answer in 3 days. That's all for today. File the record. Now you know how to cry. Who came up with that stupid idea in the first place? Why are you yelling at me? Weren't you the one who said she'd be easy to push around because she was alone? We haven't raised the money in 3 days. Then start raising it. All of you, stop arguing. What good does that do? If your mom hadn't kept pushing us, saying her place was sitting empty anyway. Blame me? Weren't you the one drooling over that big apartment? Don't act innocent either. The day we broke the lock, weren't you carrying boxes too? Yes, and now it's all our fault? Your parents were the happiest when we moved in. One said they finally got to live in a big place downtown. The other said, why let the younger generation's stuff sit there unused? Liu Mei, stop pinning everything on me. Watch your mouth. And you, weren't you the one who secretly memorized her door code? What nonsense are you talking about? Nonsense? When we went to see the place, weren't you standing behind her memorizing it? So what if I did? Weren't you the one who said we'd just move in and she wouldn't dare call the police? I was just talking. Bull, if you hadn't led the way and broken the lock, would I have dared move bedding and kitchen stuff inside? I said from the start we shouldn't take it this far. Oh, stop pretending. Weren't you the one who said we'd move in first and deal with it later? I just said it casually. Casually? Now it's $423,000. Go ahead, casually say something else. You have some nerve blaming me. Shut up, all of you, shut up! The money's gone and so is the family bond. Funny how family only sounds good when you're using it against outsiders. It's too late to start deciding whose fault was bigger. Are you done fighting? Officer, good thing you're here. This can't all be blamed on me. Oh, give me a break. Now you're shifting blame. Everyone, shut up. Good, you're here. This wasn't my idea alone. Not you? Weren't you the one who said a woman living alone would be easy to bully? And you? If you hadn't secretly memorized the code, how would I have gotten in? Do you really have to make this sound as bad as possible? I'm not making anything up. So what if I did it? Weren't you the one who swore we'd be fine moving in because she wouldn't really call the cops? You were the loudest one pushing for it, and you were the first to carry a mattress through the door. Now that there's trouble, suddenly you're innocent? Don't try to wash your hands of this. Weren't you the one who said to move her dishes and bedding in first, make the place look lived in, and then she wouldn't be able to throw us out when she came back? Wasn't that your mom's idea? Wasn't that your mom's idea? What are you talking about? I'm making it up? Weren't you always saying, it's sitting empty anyway? If it's family, why let good stuff go to waste? Stop arguing, and stop pretending you're innocent. The day we broke the lock, didn't you block the property manager's view for me? I didn't. Did you or didn't you? Answer properly and stop yelling nonsense. Why are you dragging my mom into this? Shut up! You didn't? Then who was in the hallway saying, hurry up, open it, stop wasting time? Quiet! Now you all want to dump the blame on each other. Where was this attitude before? But this really wasn't. Shut up! This is not the place to blame shift. We'll find out who said what, who did what, and who took part. Tearing each other apart now won't change what you all did together. So what happens now? What do you think happens? Haven't we already told you? Everyone sit down. You'll speak one at a time. Officer, let me be clear first. At most, I only helped move some things. You're still pretending? Who broke the lock? I only came because you dragged me into it. Stop talking over each other! One at a time. I admit I was wrong. But I didn't do this alone. Listen carefully, all of you. This isn't a contest to see who can dump the blame fastest and walk away. The evidence shows all 4 adults took part in entering someone else's home without permission. But I told you you be quiet. Let me finish. The surveillance footage shows you breaking the lock, Liu Mei keeping watch, and Zhang Jianguo and Zhao Guiying there while the belongings were moved in. After moving in, all 4 of you occupied the home together for a long time. You weren't passing through, you weren't unaware, and you weren't tricked in by one person. You all participated. Then, does that mean whoever is less responsible has to bear less of it? The court will determine each person's level of responsibility under the law. But there's one thing first. None of you gets to walk away from this. As for what happens next, what needs investigating will be investigated, and what needs deciding will be decided. The only thing you can do now is cooperate honestly. If we cooperate, will we get a lighter outcome? Cooperating is what you're supposed to do. It's not a bargaining chip. Now you finally understand. None of you gets out of this. Everyone sit down. I'm announcing the decision now. Officer, is there still any room to negotiate? Listen first. Haven't we been cooperating? We know we were wrong too. Whether you've shown remorse will be considered later. But for now, this will be handled according to law. After investigation, Zhang Lei, Liu Mei, Zhang Jianguo, and Zhao Guiying are suspected of illegally entering a residence. They will now be placed under criminal detention in accordance with the law. Criminal detention, right now? Impossible! Didn't you say this could still be mediated? Civil compensation is one thing. Criminal responsibility doesn't disappear because you cry a little. Criminal detention? You're really taking us in? All we did was stay in a house. You broke the lock and entered someone else's home. That's not staying over. What about Lele? What happens to my child? Mom! The child is still here. If you take us away, who's going to look after him? Arrangements have been made. The community and social services will coordinate care for the minor. No, he can't be separated from us. You can't take Lele away. He's shy around strangers and easily scared. The child will be cared for. Right now, worry about yourselves. Now you're worried about the child? When you were using him as an excuse, why didn't you think this day might come? The community will help care for him first. Guardianship arrangements will be handled through the proper process afterward. Don't touch my son! Zhang Lei, restrain yourself. It's over. Our family is really finished. How did it come to this? Prepare to carry it out. Move. Come with us. Zhang Lei, come with us first. My son is still here. How am I supposed to leave? The child's placement process has already started. You need to cooperate now. Happy now? You chose this yourselves. You destroyed our whole family. What destroyed your family was the door you chose to break open. Lele, go with the lady for now. No, I want my mom. Lele, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Mom will be back soon. Mom will be back soon. Liu Mei, the child can't stay like this. Let him go first. I won't. If I let go, he'll really lose his mom. Lele, Grandma's baby, please stop crying. Crying won't help now. Now you realize you can't clean this mess up? Where was this fear before? Mom will be okay. Try to stay calm. Ah. Be good. Go with the lady for now. Zhang Jiangguo, Zhao Guiying, get up. We're leaving now too? Yes. I'm not going. You don't get a choice. Lily, don't be scared. Mom will come back. It's over. Everything's over. I told you, this isn't the end. It's only the first price they have to pay. Lele, sweetheart, don't cry. Don't upset the child anymore. Are you here to arrest me? No, I'm not here to arrest you. And I'm not here to scold you. I won't draw all over things anymore. And I won't touch your things anymore. Please let them come back. I'll be good from now on. Lele, I'm not blaming you. But you need to remember one thing. What? When you do something wrong, there are consequences. No one is an exception. Your mom and dad did something wrong. It's not because of anything I said. It's because what they did was actually wrong. But they're my mom and dad. I know. That's why it's even more important for you to know right from wrong. Moving into someone else's home without permission is wrong. Scribbling all over their home is wrong too. Right? Does crying not help either? You can cry, but crying can't turn something wrong into something right. Lily, hold on to this paper for now, okay? Get him some hot food. Nothing too greasy, keep it light. Okay, I'll arrange it. We'll keep following up on his placement. Thank you. Ma'am, I know I was wrong. I won't do it again. They're calling me cruel now. But if I hadn't stood my ground, who would have admitted this was taking what wasn't theirs, not borrowing? If I'd backed down today, all they'd remember is this. Cry a little, make a scene, and you can get away with anything. A child may not understand. Adults don't get to pretend they don't, and they definitely shouldn't teach a child that wrongdoing is normal. They were so bold at first because they were sure I'd be too embarrassed to make a family scandal public. But I was never the one who should have been ashamed. The shame belongs to people who take advantage of others and then play the victim. Let everyone judge for themselves and see who really crossed the line. This isn't the time to back down or save anyone's face. If I want justice, I have to stand up for it. Now it's their turn to be exposed. They kept betting I'd be too embarrassed to make this public, that I wouldn't dare put it all out in the open. Don't they love playing the victim? Fine. Let everyone see who really deserves sympathy. I put everything out there. This time, they don't get to choose the audience. Everyone gets to watch. That was fast. It's number 1 already. People like this prey on decent people because they think family will be too embarrassed to fight back. Bottom line, they bet she wouldn't dare make it a big deal. But they bet wrong. The key is that she clearly refused them 3 times. This wasn't a misunderstanding. The moment they broke the lock, there was no ambiguity left. If she lets this slide, they'll only get bolder next time. They used to count on relatives taking their side. Now the whole internet is waiting to see them punished, and it's not over yet. This is only the part where they get exposed. The uglier part is still coming. Manager, it isn't like what they're saying online. Sit down first. This has caused serious damage to the company's image. It's a family matter. It has nothing to do with work. You're involved in a criminal case, and it's trending locally. I haven't been convicted, but legal measures have already been taken against you. The company can't keep carrying that risk. You're firing me? We're terminating your employment. Isn't that the same as firing me? You can see it that way. I've worked here for 6 years, and because of a few things online, you can just throw me away? It's not just a few things online. What you did has damaged the company's reputation. It's circulating in client groups, and people are already asking whether you're our employee. This isn't ordinary leave. You're at the center of a public backlash now. Liu Mei, take a look at this first. This is all family business. I didn't do anything wrong at my mall job. The issue isn't just whether you made a mistake at work. You've seriously damaged the store's image. I have a child. I can't lose my job. The mall has decided to suspend you for now. What happens next depends on how this develops. You can't do this to me. We're not doing this to you. You brought things to this point yourself. Zhang Lei lost his job and Liu Mei was suspended too. That's the chain reaction. When they took over the apartment, they acted like the whole world owed them something. Now that they've lost their jobs, I wonder if they regret it. Legal punishment is the obvious part. But what many people truly fear isn't jail or paying money. It's having everything exposed. And this is only the beginning. Public disgrace can stay with someone longer than a court judgment ever will. Your post has 99 plus new related discussions. Your family broke in and took over home keeps trending. They lost their jobs, their reputation collapsed, and now people are starting to focus on the child too. Word has spread at the school too. If the parents are really like that, how can anyone at school feel comfortable about the child? If there's a serious family issue, the school should step in too. Reminder, the child is innocent, but you can't ignore the family's impact either. With this blowing up so badly, the school has to respond somehow, right? This is what happens once everything comes to light. You can't close that door again with one simple, sorry. Still so overbearing, the child has been innocent from beginning to end. But innocence doesn't shield him from the consequences of what his parents did. And you were never the person who could block those consequences for him. Now they're finally scared. Not because they understand the wrong, but because the consequences finally hit them. If they only regret being embarrassed, that's not remorse. Same old routine. Something like this is impossible to hide. Once it's exposed, it spreads everywhere. Relatives back home have probably recognized them by now. That's total public humiliation. Now it's not just locals who know. People elsewhere are sharing it too. That's what they can't stand most. Wherever they go, people recognize them and point. That's what being truly exposed looks like. If they really wanted to fix this, they'd raise the money instead of finding a new place to cry. Begging face to face isn't asking for justice, it's hoping for a lucky break. I've already given them chances. The 3 refusals were chances. The mediation deadline was another chance. I won't meet them. If they have something to say, they can use the legal process. When they were acting so arrogant, why didn't they think about today? Now they want to see me? Too late. That's all there is to say. They already used up every chance they were given. Meeting now would just give them a new stage for the same performance. Weren't they so tough before? Now they know there's nowhere left to go. So we've finally reached this point. If they have something to say, they can say it in court. Did they contact you again last night? No. And even if they did, my answer would be the same. Not seeing them was the right call. Today's focus is very clear. The facts are clear, and the chain of evidence is complete. They'll still cry, of course they will. But the court doesn't judge tears. They can make scenes at the entrance and cry in the hallway, but once they're in here, only facts matter. Let's go. This is the dignity they wanted back then. Now they don't even dare lift their heads. Now they finally know how to lower their heads. They could throw tantrums outside the police station. In court, all they can do is sit there with their heads down. It's starting. I know. The court will now state the courtroom rules. This case is not an ordinary family dispute over living arrangements. It involves a clearly intentional, unlawful entry into another person's residence. First, the victim, Sue Wan, clearly refused their request to stay there 3 times, and all 4 defendants knew that. Despite those refusals, they jointly broke the lock and entered. This wasn't confusion or a misunderstanding. They knew they weren't allowed in and went in anyway. After entering, the defendants did not leave after a short stay. Instead, they changed the door code without permission, lived there together long-term, moved in large amounts of personal belongings, and treated the victim's home as their own. After the incident, the defendants did not voluntarily stop the intrusion. They explicitly refused to move out over the phone and even said things like, "Calling the police won't help." Those recordings were lawfully obtained and confirmed in court. That line, "calling the police won't help," sounds pretty different now. It came right back at them. They also caused graffiti on the walls, stains on cabinets, burn marks on the floor, damage to the sofa, and other losses. These were not minor or negligible. They were ongoing damage tied directly to the unlawful occupation. In summary, the chain of conduct is complete. Refusal of the request, breaking the lock, changing the code, occupying the home, refusing to leave, damaging property, and then playing the victim afterward. The intent was clear and ongoing, not a momentary impulse. Those are the facts. The court will hear that. I know I was wrong. I really know I was wrong. I have a child. Please go easy on me, please. My child is still so young. He can't be without his mother. I truly know I was wrong. Now you remember you have a child. When you broke into someone else's home and moved in, did you remember you were a parent then? Defendant Zhang Lei, do you have anything else to say about the charges and the statements just made? Your Honor, I admit I was wrong. But this wasn't all me. It was mainly my mom and my wife. They kept saying nothing would happen if we moved in. Zhang Lei, what did you just say? Now you're blaming me? I'm telling the truth. If you hadn't kept pushing me, I wouldn't be here today. Maintain order. Defendants, observe courtroom discipline. Still exactly the same. Even at the end, his first instinct is still to save himself. The court has fully heard both sides and reviewed the evidence and facts established at trial. The judgment will now be pronounced in accordance with the law. Defendants Zhang Lei and Lu Mei knew the victim had clearly refused to let them stay, yet they broke the lock, entered, occupied the residence long-term, and caused multiple forms of property damage. Their roles in the joint offense were significant, making them the principal offenders. Under the applicable law, Defendant Zhang Lei is sentenced to 2 years in prison and fined 30,000 yuan. Defendant Liu Mei is sentenced to 2 years in prison and fined 30,000 yuan. 2 years, 2 years, that's impossible! Impossible! It's over. It's really over. Stop crying. Stop crying. I didn't destroy them. They boxed themselves into this ending. The principal offenders have been sentenced. The accomplices and civil compensation are still to come. I know. As to the remaining defendants, the court will continue. Zhang Jiangguo and Zhao Guiying knew the victim had refused the request to stay there, yet they helped move belongings in, moved in themselves, and continued occupying the residence. Their roles were secondary, making them accomplices. Accomplices? Accomplices means? Considering their guilty pleas, ages, and roles in the joint offense, the court grants lighter punishment. Defendant Zhang Jiangguo is sentenced to 1 year in prison, suspended for 2 years. 1 year suspended? Defendant Zhao Guiying is sentenced to 1 year in prison, suspended for 2 years, so no prison? Quiet! The accomplices receive suspended sentences. Enough. Let them remember this price first. As to the attached civil compensation claim, based on the evidence, loss assessments, statements of the parties, and related materials, the court confirms the victim Su Wan's reasonable losses. The defendants shall pay her a total of 387,000 yuan within 10 days after the judgment takes effect. 387,000 and within 10 days too? Impossible! Where are we supposed to get that much money? They didn't calculate the cost when they broke the lock. Now the bill has come due. I don't accept it. I don't accept this ruling. I'm appealing. I'm appealing. Whether you appeal is a right you have under the law. You may file within the statutory deadline. I don't accept it. The court has finished pronouncing judgment. All rise. The result is finally official. Yeah, now they're shouting that it's unfair, only because they're finally the ones who have to pay. Miss Su, please do one final walkthrough. The walls and floors, the cabinets, and the sofa repairs all meet the inspection standard. Good. It looks repaired. But some things aren't like wall paint. You can't just put on a fresh coat and pretend nothing happened. The whole place has been deep cleaned and treated. You can safely move back in today. I know. We rechecked every item and there don't appear to be any remaining issues. Good. When I first bought this place, all I wanted was somewhere peaceful to come home to after work. I never imagined I'd have to fight a war with a whole group of relatives first. We'll head out then. Thanks for your hard work, it's our job. Finally, it's clean. The sentences have been handed down, the compensation process is moving, and this is almost over. The endless drama has finally gone quiet. Life can finally be peaceful again. After the judgment took effect, they failed to pay on time, so we applied for compulsory enforcement. And the result? The court checked their assets. Their cash and savings aren't enough to cover the compensation. The only enforceable asset is the home they're living in, and it's already entering the auction process. Yes, the process has started, and it should be listed online soon. When they barged into my home, they never imagined this bill. Now they're the ones who have to move. If the auction goes smoothly, the proceeds will first go toward the compensation owed to you after the relevant enforcement costs are deducted. So I can recover most of it? Based on the current situation, there's a strong chance you'll receive the compensation. Prison isn't what scares them most. What scares them is losing even the place they live. For people like them, losing control hurts more than simply losing money. They should get a taste of it. One more thing, they sent another message, same old line, asking you to withdraw the case for the child's sake. The child again. They've used the same shield from beginning to end. Want me to reject them directly? Yes, reject it, okay. If they truly cared about the child, they shouldn't have broken the lock, changed the code, or brought him into that apartment and taught him that behavior was normal. The law looks at evidence, not who cries hardest, and bringing up a child doesn't erase wrongdoing. Keep the enforcement process moving. Don't stop any step that needs to be taken. The judgment is final, enforcement is underway, and this fight is almost over. I got my home back. Now it's time to get my life back too. Justice can't start over for me, but at least it clears the garbage off the road ahead. 1-1, why are you stopping me? I'm not stopping you. I just want to say a couple of things. The community office called me today. They said all the paperwork is finished now that my probation has ended. I've finally made it through this year. So, I just want you to know our family hasn't had an easy year either. You think I don't know that? That's not what I meant. I just want us to clear the air. If you really wanted to clear the air, you should have done it in court a year ago. You've got your life back now. You got your apartment back too. But our family was torn apart because of you. Keep going. Don't think that just because there was a sentence and compensation, this is really over. My son and daughter-in-law will be out in another 6 months. So don't celebrate too soon. When they get out, we'll repay every cent we owe you. You wanted money, right? Fine. We'll pay $3,000 or $5,000 a month. Even if it takes 8 or 10 years, we'll finish paying it. And every month, they'll come to your door to pay you. Every time you open the door, you'll see our family. Every time you come home from work, you'll see us. Morning and night, you'll remember what you did to us. Do you actually think you're being clever? What do you mean? You're calling showing up at my door repayment and long-term harassment fulfilling an obligation. We'd just be paying you back. You can't stop us from paying, can you? Listen carefully. Legal compensation can be paid by transfer or through enforcement. It does not require you to put on a show at my front door. That's not what I meant. That's exactly what you meant. If your son and daughter-in-law get out and repeatedly harass the victim, that's a new offense. If it's serious, it can be dealt with again. Sir, ma'am, are we moving those last few bags or not? If this drags on, we'll miss our next job. So we're really moving. What else can we do? The property has been lawfully disposed of. Please cooperate and vacate it. Pay the moving fee first. Give me a second. Let me count. How much are we short? We're short a few dozen. Sir, ma'am, don't hold up our next job. Didn't you say yesterday that you had enough? When they broke into my home, all they thought about was saving rent and getting something for free. Now they have to count loose change just to pay their own moving fee. All right, close enough. Load the last trip onto the truck. Why is he here? This is the road you chose. Let's go. Go. Miss Sue, I heard that family finally moved out completely. Yeah, that family, they'd been causing trouble around the neighborhood for years. Always taking advantage of relatives, borrowing things and never returning them. Now they've lost both money and their home. That's karma. What goes around comes around. 6 months have passed. I finally stopped hearing all that chaos. Life has finally become completely quiet again. First the beach, then 2 days in the mountains. I've spent the last 6 months cleaning up the aftermath. Now I can finally start planning my own life again. Doorbell. So she came after all. 1-1, it's me. Lume is out. She behaved well, so she was released a few months early. She just wants to apologize to you in person. I have nothing to say to her. These were her own choices. She brought herself to this point. That's not what I meant. 1-1, I know you don't want to see me. I didn't come to make trouble. I just wanted to say I'm sorry. The cruel things I said and taking over your home were all wrong. I'll repay whatever compensation I owe, however I'm supposed to. I won't come bother you again. Are you finished? There's one more thing. From now on, I'll send the money on time every month through the enforcement account. Yes, through that account. You won't have to chase me, and I won't show up here again. I know anything I say now is too late, but I'll repay what I owe. I used to think that if I cried and made enough noise, things would always turn my way. Now I know not everyone will give in to me. If you understand that now, then do the right thing from here on out. I will, I really will. I'm sorry. Then I'll go, okay. She earned the consequences she got. But seeing someone worn down like this, you can't honestly say you feel nothing at all. Mom, Wan, about that whole thing. It's basically over now. Are you okay? I'm okay. I didn't call you before. Not because I blamed you. I just didn't want to talk about it. Mom knows you've been like that since you were little. You carry everything by yourself. Not anymore, good. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. Wan! Sue. Mrs. Sue, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. It's okay, I'll wipe it up right away. It won't stain your shoes. Thank you. Go get to work, okay? This isn't forgiveness, and it doesn't erase what she owes. I just don't want to become the same kind of person they were. Justice finally came for this home, and now I can stand here without letting all that ugliness drag me back into the past. Justice isn't about driving someone into a dead end, it's about making people who did wrong face the cost first. After the punishment, they still have to move forward. So do I.